Alrighty, good afternoon ladies and gentlemen, this is Harry Buppet. Welcome back to the ace match of the first semi-final of Harry Bash number 3. So, seen a lot of good stuff come out of these guys so far. Petrify, the definite underdog in this series, took out the first game with some amazingly fast lings. Fast because they had ling speed and fast because they came out so soon in the game. Absolutely knocked over Arthur, who was trying to get a fast expansion and just wasn't expecting it at all. Knocked him over completely. Arthur came back in game number 2, did a great job with a warp prism, warping some units into Petrify's main base, just owning workers all over the place. And yeah, eventually just came out ahead. So Petrify was looking okay in the game, but Arthur did take it out. And now we are going to see whether Arthur can just go ahead and say, you know what? Done. I'm moving to the grand final. I don't care what you think you're doing, and just take it in. Or whether Petrify is going to knock over Arthur, and it's going to be interesting because the first game was all about surprise. Petrify just ran in, surprised Arthur. Arthur didn't know what hit him, and just completely fell over. The second game was a little bit more even, a little bit more toe-to-toe, and Arthur took it out. So the question is, can Petrify win in a heads-up sort of game, in a bit later game where, you know, you're playing standard? Can he win in a standard game? Or is he going to try and do something fancy again and try and move that onto a semi-final, onto the grand final, sorry. But it does look like he's going for 3 bases. He knows it's a huge map, so he's going for the fast 3 bases. And yeah, so he's going to be playing fairly standard stuff here. Arthur, on the other hand, I fully expect him to go for an early expansion as well. We can see he's definitely ranking up the minerals here. Should be going for expansion right there, and then we will see exactly what's going to happen here. So looking pretty standard so far, and it does look like this is going to be a nice big game between these two guys. Of course you guys do know otherwise because you can see the YouTube timer, so it's a bit unfortunate, but I don't feel like adding crap loads of blank space to the end of it. And because yeah, you guys watch the game and you'll be like, oh wait, this video is like 20 minutes long, it's going to be a great game, and then after 8-9 minutes, however long it is, it's just a black screen. It's just like, that sucks. So yeah, I'm going to be seeing how this game goes. So yes, income wise so far, Arthur doing a very good job of chrono boosting out workers continuously by the looks of it. And yeah, he's going to have his second base up soon, so he's going to be doing a very nice job. Petrify is, yeah, I assume he hasn't boosted yet, but he definitely needs to get started on that boost. He needs to start building 5, 7, 8 workers at a time. He's starting to get there, but yeah, I mean, with 3 bases, you really need to start getting that boost up. And he's just getting the queens finished off at all of his bases, which is fair enough. So there's going to be a lot of workers coming out very soon. Nice little wall over here, completely blocking off everything, blah blah. And yeah, it's all good. So nothing fancy from Mr. Arthur yet. No Stargate, no Twilight Council. Just getting the workers out continuously. I'm not sure if he's chrono boosting them anymore. Yes, he's chrono boosting this one. He's not chrono boosting that one, but he's got limited chrono boost maybe. So he's building a mothership core, I think is what he's doing with this one. So actually, it's a bit of a late mothership core, but he's got an expansion, so I guess we can give him a no, yeah, it's fine, it's cool. So anyway, roaches coming out, a lot of workers coming out. Petrify hasn't gone full bore workers, but I assume in the next couple of minutes he'll be shooting up to the 40s and maybe even the 50s, going nuts. There's really no other way to do it on 3 bases. If you build 3 bases and you don't go nuts on the workers, then what's the point, really? So yeah, getting a few roaches out, not too many. He's only got 2 at the moment versus 5 sentries and 1 stalker. So Arthur definitely, yeah, I don't think Arthur's planning to get a lot more, but that's just his standard amount, just to be safe. And Petrify isn't even getting that, man, so he's obviously not worried about Arthur hiking his way across the map to attack him at any point. And he can build a ton of roaches whenever he wants, so happy to do that. But he does seem to be focusing on upgrades more than he is on workers at the moment. If he's not building a ton of army, I would say go for the workers, go for a ton of workers, but he's not really doing that. He's not sure what he's doing. He's just getting the upgrades, so getting ling speed. There we go, 8 workers coming out. So that's a nice boost and he definitely needs that boost if he wants to be very, very powerful soon in the game. Arthur, off 2 bases, getting 5 more gateways. Looks like he wants to do quite a bit of damage fairly soon. And Petrify, having just built 9 workers, still in a good stage, and now is continuing to produce 7 roaches. He's getting the roach speed upgrade as well, so nice. He's getting a nice mix of workers and roaches. So yeah, it all depends on what the opponent is doing. Like if you, there we go, the Ling's going to see all these guys. Suddenly he's like, alright, I should probably build a fair few more roaches because that is a fairly decent amount of sentries. Getting a ton of Lings, which is good. Ling's not necessarily the best unit against sentries, but he does have a lot of roaches. And he does not have a lot of Lings, so destroying those Stalkers will be a lot easier when he has Lings. Fortunately for him, he does have Ling speed, so should be able to see what's happening here. Pylon coming down, we do have 8 gateways, sorry, on the map. So Arthur, with a very, very decent force, is about to get very, very scary once that pylon goes down. He's just going to be warping in so many units. A very, very nice set of force fields here, keeping the other guys out of there. And he's completely almost walled off the 3rd base. What is he going to do over here? Waiting for reinforcements. The roach is coming out. Looks like they're going to try a pincer attack, but he doesn't have much on this side of the pincer, unfortunately. So just never really went that nutso on the roaches and never really went that nutso on the workers. So I guess this sort of shows you if Arthur can get this many forces and still have only 2 less workers than Petrify at this point of the game, then one player is obviously up to the challenge and the other player is potentially not. But anyway, moving on, Petrify is given the GG. Arthur just, what a massive amount of forces right there. Absolutely massive. So really, really just steamrolled him right there. And Petrify, unfortunately, not going to go to the grand final, but is going to go to the 3rd place matchup. So still got another game ahead of him. And yeah, great series from these 2 guys. And Arthur, definitely going to be up to scratch in the grand final. And yeah, I do believe this is the first time in Hairy Bash history where we've had a grand final without 2 Zerg players in it. So definitely looking forward to seeing some PV whatever. It could actually be a PvT actually in the grand final, which would be very, very nice. But yeah, we'll have to see. Petraeus versus Iaguz coming up in the next semi-final. It's going to be awesome. I'll see you guys then. It's been Harry Muppet. Hope you enjoyed this game.